This is my predictions for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So like the previous prediction video, I will once again tell you the race finishing order and also tell you who I predict will have the most disappointing race and who will have the best race. But without wasting any time, let's get right into it. So starting with the driver that will have the best race weekend, I'm going with Lando Norris. Now this doesn't mean he will finish in the top 10. He might just be fighting for that last point scoring position, and after that poor performance at the Bahrain Grand Prix and in testing, I don't think people will expect him to do well. And the biggest disappointment, I'm going with Alex Albon, a bit of the opposite to Lando Norris. He had a great weekend in Bahrain, and if he finishes in P15, people is going to be disappointed. Moving on to the race finishing order, we'll start in P20 and go to P1. So in P20 we have Nick de Vries. I think AlphaTauri will struggle a lot this weekend, and I think Yuki Tsunoda will beat him, but not by a lot. In P19 we have Zhou Guanyu. The Alfa Romeo will be pretty slow around this track, and I just think he will struggle a lot. In P18 I have Yuki Tsunoda. Like I mentioned, the AlphaTauri will be slow. In P17 we have Logan Sargent. I know he had a really good race at Bahrain and he really impressed me, but I do think the Williams will be slower on this track. In P16 I have Oscar Piastri. I really hope McLaren have better reliability this weekend. Going to P15 we have Alex Albon. I really hope I'm wrong, since I always want the underdog to win, but I think Williams will be slower this weekend. In P14 we have Kevin Magnussen. I just have a feeling he will be slower than his teammate. And in P13 we have his teammate Nico Hülkenberg. I just don't think Haas will have the pace to fight for points at this stage. In P12 I have Lando Norris. I don't think the gap to P10 will be big, but the McLaren still won't have the pace to score points. And the last driver that won't score a point is Valtteri Bottas in P11. He will once again have a decent weekend, but he won't be able to get the point again, but I do think the gap to his teammate will be pretty big. Now going to the top 10. Some of these predictions is going to be bold, so I just want to make it clear this is only my opinion, and I would love to hear your opinion, so let me know in the comments. But going to P10, and this is going to be a big shock to a lot of you, but I have Lewis Hamilton. I do think this will be the worst weekend Mercedes will have for the entire season. In P9 we have Esteban Ocon. Hopefully he won't get as many penalties again this weekend. In 8th place we have George Russell. Like I said, I do think Mercedes will be very slow this weekend. Lance Stroll will finish in P7. The Aston Martin looked good at Bahrain, and I can't wait to see if it's fast again in Saudi Arabia. Going to P6 I have Pierre Gasly. I think he will have a great weekend and show us how fast the Alpine really is. In P5 we have Fernando Alonso. I do think the Ferraris will be faster around Saudi, but even as a Ferrari fan I would love to see Alonso on the podium again this weekend. Going to P4 we have Carlos Sainz. He will have a decent weekend, but his only competition will be his teammate Charles Leclerc, and he will be very fast. In 3rd place I have Charles Leclerc. I would really be happy if Ferrari is faster, but in Bahrain Red Bull was just in a league of their own. So in P2 I have Sergio Perez, and the race winner will be Max Verstappen. Thanks for watching, and I will see you again in the next video.